10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Blast 2022! Welcome everybody. We're so pleased that you're back with us. We hope school started well for you. This month we're not going to work in the hall, we're going to work with you at home. And I want to remind you that BLAST stands for Bible Lesson, Activities, Singing, and of course Tucker. You will have got a pack by now, and in there you will have found all the things that you need for BLAST for this month. Plus you'll get your sausages, of course, which we hope you'll be able to barbecue and have a sizzle. Last year we did a lot of exciting things. We did 9 sessions on BLAST, and we included topics such as courage, learning from our mistakes, we learned about talents, and we learned about caring for nature. Plus there was Pentecost, Easter, and Christmas. So this year we've got lots of exciting things happening. We realise that our age group's getting wider, and so we've got some activities and ideas that we'll bring to BLAST to make sure that everybody's being catered for and that the activities are appropriate to your age and your brother or sister's age as well. So from here on, you'll find that there are, in an email that we send to you, a whole bunch of links that we want you to click onto so that you can go with us as we explore this topic.
Hi. Now, this, as Mark mentioned, a bag has been delivered and you have lots of goodies in it. And in the bag, you'll find a little booklet, this little booklet here. And this is the theme of the story we're going to do this week. Joseph and his colourful coat. You might have already had a little look at it, which is great. But we're going to talk about the book later on. But first of all, we're going to have the story. You'll meet in the story Joseph, Jacob, and Jacob is Joseph's father, and he's sometimes referred to Israel. And in the video you'll watch, he'll be referred to as Israel. And also you'll meet his brothers, lots of brothers you'll meet. And the first part of this story we're going to cover this week in BLAST. It's when he's in his country of Canaan, and then the next time we will do Egypt. Now I want you to click on the story of Joseph and his coat, the YouTube version. Enjoy.
In the video that we've just watched of Joseph and his coat, there are a few things to think about. Joseph's brothers think it's unfair that he gets more love and attention from his father. He even gets a special present. How do you think this made them feel when Joseph was given a present? The brothers feel as if they get nothing at all and are very jealous. Have you ever felt jealous? In the story, Joseph even thinks he is better than his brothers. He even tells them in a dream he had that his brothers would bow down to him in the future. How do you think that claim made Joseph's brothers feel? To cap it off, Joseph reports to his father all the bad things his brothers do. Joseph is a tattletale, so all of this builds up to an evil act. Do you think there is happiness in this family? There is jealousy, tale-telling, favouritism, anger, lies, and rivalry, which all lead to mean acts and lies. What do you think about this? We all want love and peace in our families and to have loving brothers and sisters. We all want to appreciate each other's talents, and remember we talked about this last year. We want to try not to argue with each other. Mums and dads appreciate how arguments begin and try to make things right between family members so there is no jealousy, preventing children from annoying each other and giving children the opportunity to apologise to each other. We all want to live in a peaceful household, and we have to work on how to get along better together in the home and outside at work and at school. Here we're going to leave Joseph's story for today, and we're going to return to his life as a slave in Egypt at our next Blast meeting.
This week in Blast, we're going to do our music through a musical called Joseph and His Technicolor Dreamcoat. A musical is something where it tells a story through a whole lot of songs. And there are lots of different musicals, and one day you might be lucky enough to go and see one. I think Frozen's on at the moment, so I wonder if you'd be to see that. This one is written by two famous Englishmen called Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, and they've written a few others. You might even like to go and listen to some of those. Anyway, this one, Joseph and His Technicolor Dreamcoat, tells the story of Joseph and his family and what happens to Joseph. The first song that we're going to listen to is called Jacob and Sons. Sounds a bit like a store, doesn't it? This one tells us about Jacob and his family. They were farmers. Jacob had a number of wives, which was quite the custom in those days, and many sons. Can you work out how many sons he has when you play the video through? And for the older ones, have a look at the wives and see what they're wearing on their heads. Because in those days, each wife probably had a task that she was responsible for, and you'll be able to work out what she did by what she's carrying on her head. At the end of that song, they take a selfie of the whole family. So we'd like you to take a selfie with your family and print it off and bring it in next time, and we can make a display board with all of those. Now, the second song is called Joseph's Coat, and it tells about what happens when Jacob gives Joseph a special coat. It's got lots and lots of colours on it, and it shows you all his brothers and how they react to that. Now, if you look in your pack, there's a sheet with the lyrics on, lyrics is a special word for the words of the songs. The first one is just the narrator who sings the song, but the second one has lots of different parts. So if there are different brothers and sisters or mums and dads, maybe you can take a special part in that and each one sing along on that part and pretend to be that character. So enjoy Joseph and His Technicolor Dreamcoat, or at least those first two songs for this week. Bye!
I don't know about you, but I was never very good at science when I was at school, but I do like science experiments. And in your pack, you'll find some Skittles, but you'll also need to get a bread and butter plate around about that size. There are about 14 or 15 Skittles in each packet. And what we want you to do is, first of all, to put them into a bit of a circle, just like I'm doing now. Some packets have more of one colour than the others. So what we want you to really do is try and make different colours sit next to different colours, a little bit like that. And if you've got a bread and butter plate, you'll find that about 28 to 30 of them will fit quite nicely round there. Then what you have to do, but Mum and Dad should really assist you, is once you've got the circle of Skittles all the way around, just get some hot water. It doesn't have to be boiling, and just pour it in the middle. And make sure that the water seeps into each one of the Skittles, and then you'll find something very colourful happens. Julie asked you to take a selfie of the family. We'd really like you to take a photo of the experiment's results so that you could bring it in and show us what sort of effect you got out of that. And of course, Monty's very keen. He's reminding me that he too wants to see your photos. So have fun with that, but remember, no boiling water, just hot water, and make sure that Mum and Dad are there to watch this so that you don't burn yourselves. Have fun. I thought that one of the really fun activities we did last year was the games that we played. They were really energetic with coffee cups, ping pong balls and balloons. We've got a game for you at home. You might have been watching the Winter Olympics. I certainly have watched a number of events, particularly like the slalom, where they ski round the poles and see who's got the fastest time. And so what we've got is a game for you to play at home. Play with your sister or brother or even your parents. You'll need from your pack these blast cups, and you can see they've got our blast symbol on the front of them. They're going to be the equivalent of your slalom poles, and you'll set them out in your lounge room or in the rumpus room or somewhere about 60 centimetres apart. You'll also find some bags in the pack, and these are going to be treated a little bit like the old sack race. So here's what you have to do. First of all, lay out, I won't lay them all out, these are your poles. So I reckon about 60 centimetres, maybe a little bit further, but that's probably pretty good. So you've got 6 of them along there. Then what you have to do is take your pack and simply put your feet into it. So this may not be big enough for me as an adult, I'll try, but for people with smaller feet, it's a possibility. So you put both feet in there, and in case I fall over, I won't put both of my feet in, but it's basically hopping around 2 feet in the bag and see if you can beat your previous time, or alternatively, if you are up against one of your brothers or sisters, you might see who does it first. So, as I say, 2 feet in the bag, and then holding onto the handles, and then you have to hop around. That's the activity for this month, but we've got more coming up throughout the year. It'll be just as energetic and as much fun as last year. So I hope you enjoy that activity, and make sure that you don't fall over, as I probably would if I tried to do it to show you.
Since our last blast, which was in November when we had our children's Christmas service, we've had a number of birthdays. So in December we had Lachlan and Aya, in January Annalise, Sadie and James, and February, so far we've had Kenzo, Rex and Flynn, but this week we have Pius and Eli. So I'm sure you will like to all join in and join the blast team, wishing them a happy birthday.
Right, for craft today and for blast, we are going to have a blank coat, and on that coat you can do whatever you like. You have to make it colourful, and you can use whatever materials you like. You can put stripes on it, patches, or any design you like on the coat. You can use coloured pencils, paint, even if you want to put a collage on it. But make it very, very colourful. And we want you to bring it in next blast, and we'll pin them up and we'll all have a look at each other's colourful coats. For the older children, it's a bit of a challenge. We want you to make a comic strip. And on that comic strip, you tell the story of Joseph and the colourful coat. And do whatever the part of the story you like, but have it so that there's words and things like that. I'm sure you've done some at school for the older children. But have fun, and don't forget to bring both sheets in next time.
As you'll remember, we always finish blast with a prayer. So we have one for you and your family now. Dear God, thank you for all the blessings my family enjoys. Help my family to learn from you and teach us how to live a happy family life. Sometimes there is jealousy and rivalry, which leads to fighting and shouting, arguments and anger. Help us to live in a family where we appreciate each other and learn to love, forgive and forget. Let us show each other we care, and we will always love, listen and protect each member of our family. Lord, there is no perfect child, no perfect parent, no perfect family. Help us all to be closer to you in prayer, reflection and actions. Please bless our family. Amen.